Okay. Are you there? Okay, you say I should do recap. That's on Figma or design thinking.
On Figma.
Okay, but you were there when I, you know what, this is the reason why I always encourage all of you to be coming to class, or you watch the video, so that you know by now we don't have that time. Okay. But you know, if I do that now, I don't know. Our time, we don't have that time. Okay, okay, where are you? Where are you?
I stopped at
Creating. Okay, design file. Okay, opening design file.
And then on Tuesday, we were already doing my thing. I wanted to understand how we got to where we want.
Okay. All right. But if you had watched the video, you don't watch the video. You send me your email now. No, you should have access. You have access. Okay, listen. Listen, the thing here is this. We are not, maybe that will make us, we are not going to finish this thing today, because I know that let's just carry everyone along. So you'll be able to understand. So this is just a short recap. Are you listening? You listen. Now, there are things. Listen. You know, if I'm here on Figma, are you listening? If I'm here on Figma, if I'm saying some things, you might need to be taking notes, because Figma is not PowerPoint presentation, not where I have them. I have the slides. Now Figma, I'm not telling you from my head. Do you get it? I might not be able to repeat myself or a point that I dropped. You know, just like yesterday, I was telling you that you should have increased line height to be able to make smaller text readable. I might not say that again. Do you get it? And if you did not pick that, you might not be able to flow very well. You know what it means to flow? Flow state. If you're in your flow state, you know, you move seamlessly. So now I said, you understand everything here apart from this thing here. Abi? Okay, don't worry. Let me open a new one. Please try as much as possible to follow, so that we'll not keep going back and forth. I want, see what I want. Before this program will end, this training will end, we will design app, including Mama Nkechi, including others, that you, because you are going to do some market research, you identify opportunities, you come up with solutions. By now, I said how I had wanted to do it. By now, second week, I should have, you know, divided you into groups. Do you get it? Like 4 groups should be okay. So you work together, but I can't group you now. I can't divide you now when you have not understood the basics. So I want to be part of your group. So we'll do it together. So you understand. So that when I group you, you can do it. Do you understand? And if you don't catch up, you might miss. Do you get it? Maybe not before you know it, your time will exhaust. And some of you might start complaining, I have not learned anything. Not that I did not teach you something. You know, yesterday I was talking and some people were saying that I was going too fast. Even when I knew that I was moving very slowly. So we're complaining I was moving too fast. How? I don't understand. So, but if you listen, you would understand. Okay. All right. Listen, you know this part. Please, if you have question, you ask question. Ask question. You can ask question. Please listen. Please listen. Even in the Telegram group, you can ask question. I can even use voice note and answer you. Any question that you have, you ask. I will answer you. Now, this is called your canvas, your wall where you design. Or you call here artboard. They're all the same thing. This is where you design. Now, for every single element in your canvas, you see it here. Here is called layout panel. You see? And that particular object, the properties will appear here. This is called properties panel. So you have the elements. Okay, just like, let me pick this one now. This is rectangle, so to speak. Look at it, layers panel, you see it here. Now see the properties here. What are you not seeing? Okay, you're seeing my head. All right. Can you see it now? Okay. So you have, can you see it now, madam? Yes. So you have these objects. You see it here in the layers, on the layers panel, and the properties are here. Now you can select the element from the layers panel, but you don't need to do that since you can select it here on the artboard. Now, if I want to change the shape of this thing, I can easily drag down, drag up, drag side, or I go to, if I want to make this thing a square, I can go to properties panel. I told you this is the property. I can do this thing maybe 100 by 100. You see, I use the property panel to change the shape, the width and height. Is that clear? Now, this X and Y axis, I've explained this. This thing is just like is on a cardinal plane, having X and Y axis intersection. Do you understand? So for every place that you place this thing, do you get it? You see the coordinates. You see the X axis where it is on the X axis, and you see where it is on the Y axis. Do you understand? So you can easily use X and Y to place it anywhere you want. Now, here is called pass-through. But you can open this thing. They have a lot of things, color, saturation, luminosity, but you don't need all these things now. You don't need them now. You might need them. You might not need them ever. Do you get it? They are not important. They are not important to you now. That's what I'm saying. Do you get it? Me, I can use it for tracing lines when I'm doing illustrations. So are you listening? Now, pass through. You see, pass through is selected because that's the one you need. You see what I told you about Figma being smart and all that. Oga, What are you doing now? You are not listening. Not now. You call me back. You tell me that I should go back. I don't like that.
I thought it's not going to be. This is what we did yesterday.
Okay, you've known this. Okay, or no problem. But don't call me back. So if you don't understand anything at this point, you ask questions. So you said what? Yes. You know, I told you just like progressive disclosure. You don't need everything at once. You need the one important, because the one important in your design is this pass-through. So there are others in this part. You know, I told you there are so many of them, but the one you need is this pass-through that you can use. Pass-through is just like making something transparent. That's the amount of light that will pass through it. Or the amount of image that is going to show. Do you understand? So that's the pass-through. Now, for instance, now, listen, look at the pass-through now. If I make this pass-through 5, which means I'm making it very transparent. Do you understand? It's not very transparent. You can't see it, but if I place it on something else, you'll be able to see that thing. Okay, let me bring frame. Okay, don't worry, if I'm finished with this, I will get to frames. So now let me make it, let me say 80. That's pass through. Can you see it? Yes. You can see very well. Okay. So here is just to hide any element that you don't want to be, very visible. You just want to hide it so you'll be able to see others. You click on this eye. It's just that same way you hide your password. When you click it, it will be hidden. So here is fill. Do you understand? This is fill. You can, once you select fill, it opens color palette. That's color that you are going to use. Okay. Now, when you get to color, here in color, solid color means it has to be solid. Now let me make this 100% now, so you'll be able to see. Are you confused? If you have a question, you ask.
How do you separate?
Okay. I told you that if you hold Alt on your keyboard, select anything that you want to duplicate. Hold Alt. If you hold Alt, your mouse will appear in pair. It will be like 2. Have you done it? You've seen it, Abby? Then move it. Hold and drag down. Hold and drag down. Then release mouse before you remove your hand from Alt. Do you understand? So that's how. So I can duplicate this. I have 2. If I want to have 4, I just need to highlight these 2 and hold Alt again and duplicate these 2. That's what I did here. Do you understand? Any confusion? If you are confused, you ask questions. The color. If you want to apply color, you select that element. You go to fill, F-I-L-L. You click. You see different colors. You see red. You see yellow here. Okay. Let me come to that. Now, solid color has to fill it. Has to fill that entire this thing. Solid. Yeah, solid color. The color has to be solid. Now, you can make it linear. If you make it linear, you see a linear shade. Yes, you can blend a color. You see some buttons. This side is looking very dark green, and this side is looking light a bit. Is the linear that they use. From here, you can even drag it up or down. You can adjust it. You can take this up to make this part very light. Do you understand?
Yes.
Now, if you want to apply a darker shade here, anywhere you want to make dark too, or make light, as the case may be, you can click there. You understand? You can, since I select here, I can go to that color and pick. Do you understand? You see, I picked a darker one. That's why this part become dark. And here became light. Do you understand? I can even add as many colors in there as I want. I'll be playing around with them. I can
Add black.
if I want okay, want me to add black. Okay, let me add black. Do you understand? You can, if you want to add red, anything you want, you can add. Okay, listen, let me go back. Are you there? You select the elements. You click fill. You have solid. Normal is solid. You open. You don't want solid. You want linear. You see how it is now. So assuming that this is blue, this has blue color. Do you get it? Linear. Maybe if I want to combine blue and green, I want this side to be green. I will click that side I want. I'll select green. Do you understand? If I want red to be inside, in between, I can click in between. I click on red. Do you understand? Then if I want any part to be lighter or change the direction, I can move it to, you see the direction, I can change it. Do you understand? Do you understand? I can drag it up, I drag it down, I can mix the color anyhow I want. Do you understand?
So how do you change the direction?
Now you hold it now, you have the cross arrow, you can move it. Anyhow you want. Not only linear, you have radial and you have angular. The one that comes from center and sprays out. Do you understand? Just at your own convenience, you can play around with them. Do you understand? So that's it. Do you understand? So now that's for fill, Abi. Okay. Now I told you yesterday, Abi Chukwuma, Abi. Are you following? So yesterday I told you that you should do what? You should sell your RGB. Didn't I say that? And buy what? HSL. Sell your RGB and buy HSL. RGB is just based on red, green, blue. But HSL goes beyond that. HSL has to do with hue, saturation, and lightness. Do you get it? You play around more with color wheel in HSL than in RGB. Do you understand? All these things are, I told you that this is a, you have, he said what? Okay. 120 is green and 240 is blue.
In SL also.
HSL. So you have, listen, are you listening? You have RGB, true or false? Chokom, are you following? Hmm? Are you listening? Eh? So HSL has to do with light hue, saturation, and lightness. So how many are these guys? Three. Abi? So you know color wheel. How many degrees? 360 degrees. True or false? So 360 degrees divided by 3. 120, which means each of them has 120 in its space. So do you understand? So you will have my head. Okay. Can you see now? Okay. Now, in this color wheel, do you understand? You have red, which is between 1 and 120. Do you understand? Between 1 and 120 is in red, you know. Now, green, sorry. Do you understand? So between 1 and 120 is in red domain. Do you understand? Now between 120 and 240 is in green domain. Do you understand? Now between 240 and 360 is in blue domain. Do you understand? Now, any color that can be generated from there will lie adjacent to that. Do you understand? If you mix red and green, you can get yellow. Do you understand? Mixing red and green will give you yellow. Mixing equal proportion of red and green. If you mix half red and mix half green, you get yellow. So what does that tell you? Where will yellow fall in? Middle between, where is middle between red and green? Now, okay, listen. Northeast, south, 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 south. Okay, is that what? Wait. 0 and 360 that are still the same. Do you understand? You said no. What don't you understand? Now, listen. Are you listening? This 0, this part is the starting point because it's this circle now. So 360 is the completion. That's 360 is still 0. Don't you know? Every number rounds up to 1. 0 and 9 are the same thing now. 0 not 9. 0 and 9 are the same now. How? Okay. Multiply anything by 9, it will give you 9. Anything multiplied by 9 will give you 9. Anything you add to 9 is that same thing. Listen. 9 plus 2 is what? 1 plus 1 is what? 9 plus 2 is 2. Is 2. Listen. 0 plus 2 is what? 2. 9. Numerology, every number adds to 1. Obviously, you see 2 numbers. Those things are secondary. Every number is 1. In your keyboard, do you have 11, 12? You have only from between 1 and 9. 0 to 9. 0 and 9 are the same thing. 0 is the source. 0 is the source of every number, and 9 is the source. If you multiply anything by 9, it's going to give you 9. The same thing, if you multiply anything by 0, it's going to give you 0. Yes, now. 2 times 9 is 18. 1 plus 8 is what? 9. Do you understand? Do you understand? Do you understand? You know, I told you, yesterday, you don't understand. What don't you understand? You ask questions now. You don't say you don't understand. If you don't understand, you ask questions. Do you understand? So I'm telling you this thing, I told you, are you listening? You know, yesterday when we are building this for onboarding screen, I told you that we use golden ratio, which is 1.618. True or false? 1.618. So the golden ratio, you said what? What's the problem? You are doing what? Okay, you want to ideate on what I said, Abi? Yeah. All right. Okay, so I told you 360 and 0, they are the same thing. Eh? Do you understand?
Yeah.
So this thing is in a red boundary. Eh? So we said yellow. I told you that if you mix equal proportion of red and green equal, it gives you yellow. Get your color now, get your color. Go out, try it at home now. Mix equal proportion of red and that of green. You get yellow. Eh? So where will yellow be now? In this way. Okay, what will be the degree? You answered, boy. Give this girl 20. 20. 20. See where yellow will be now. See where yellow will be. Yellow will be here. Half. Half of this 120 will give you yellow. Okay, now let's try it. Let's see if it's true. Let's give this 60. Are you following? Let's saturate it very well so that we'll know the color. So we'll make it 100, saturation 100. Eh? And then let's make this 50. Do you understand? Do you understand?
Yes.
We have. You don't understand. My head. Am I brought in the projector? I hope I'm not blocking. I'm blocking you. Okay. Let me. You can see now. Okay. Do you understand? Okay, done. Eh? See, I'll be saying this. Eh? Do you understand? Now, I told you that HSL means hue. Eh? Hue is the color. The degree on the color wheel is the hue. Eh? Red is a 0 on the color wheel or 360 on the color wheel. Eh? So 0 is the hue. Hue means color. Eh? The color you are talking about is the hue. Eh? Then the saturation is the amount of color, the quantity of that color, the percentage of that color. Thank you. Do you understand? Whether you want that color to be in excess or smaller, or that's the amount of that color is the saturation. You said that something is saturated. When you say something is saturated, what do you mean? Yeah. Yes. Now, if you have water, I gave you water bottle. The water is at the base or half. You can't say it's saturated now. Do you get it? Saturation just goes like the volume of the water in that container. Do you understand? The amount of water in that container is the saturation. Do you understand? If you are looking at me and it seems as if you don't get it out. Do you understand? Okay. All right. Now, lightness. Lightness is the amount of light that makes its way into the color. The amount of light in that color. Whether there is too much light or small light. The quantity of light in that color has to go with that lightness. So HSL. So why HSL is important is this. You can get a hue. You saturate it the way you want. Then you play around with the lightness, whether I want it to be too much light or not. That's why I told you, if we are building, we build with constraints. You understand? If I have yellow, but yellow, I told that yellow is a light color. Yellow is a light color. Now, especially any color that falls in between all these color wheel are usually light colors. You have yellow, cyan, magenta, they are all light colors. And they are used to balance, to create balance. You might be designing and you see that your design is dull. You bring them in, depending on the part. Do you get it? You are designing for. Do you understand? Let me say if I'm designing, if I'm using green now or red, I think the design is dull somewhat. And if I try to, maybe I want to de-emphasize a text, and de-emphasizing this text means that it's going to become dull. You know, I told you how to de-emphasize. You de-emphasize by making it regular instead of bold. You know the difference between a bold text and a regular text? Now, a bold text has more pixel than a regular text. They are the same thing, but a bold text has more, occupies more space. Do you get it? Than a regular text. So that's why it feels emphasized. It gets attention. Now, there is a text that you might want to use. You still see that this text is getting attention. You don't want that text to get attention, but it's getting unnecessary attention. Now, just like we looked at something like this, when we did this one, we noticed that this one was getting attention, too much attention. We don't want it to get attention. The only thing we want to get attention here is this one, because this is a primary action. We don't want anything to distract the user. Do you get it? You know, color gets attention. So that's why it's better to de-emphasize. You de-emphasize it, so it stops getting their attention that it wants to get. Do you understand? So now, if you want to de-emphasize, you can de-emphasize by making regular. But there are some texts, some font families that you use. Even when you de-emphasize it, it will still be getting attention somewhat. You might need to use color to de-emphasize it. Do you understand? Now, if I'm on this wheel, I notice that yellow is close to green. I'll notice that this guy, yellow, is close to green, and red. Do you understand? Maybe I can use yellow to balance, to use it to create my gray. I use it to de-emphasize a text. Do you understand? Do you understand? You know, I told you that it's better. Gray does not necessarily have to be gray. Do you understand? At least you'll try and put some things. And especially, now let me tell you why gray does not necessarily have to be gray. Putting gray on a colored background is always off. Having gray text on a colored background is not always appealing. So that's why there is a need for you to introduce either warm color, which is blue, sorry, warm color, which is yellow. Thank you very much. Or cool color, which is blue. Do you understand? Now, for instance, if I want to create my gray now, I can say, I can reduce this to, let me say 201. I make this 20 and I make this 50. Do you see it? I'm using a cool gray. Do you understand? Okay, now let me just type some nonsense here. So now, okay, this is regular now. Do you understand? And we still feel this is seeking attention. We don't want this attention. We want to de-emphasize this. Then we go. We say we give this 201. We reduce the hue. We don't want it because blue has attract attention. Do you understand? We want it to be readable so that people can read it, but not competing for attention. Let's assume that we have a text that has higher hierarchy. That text that has higher hierarchy should have our attention and not this one. So I told you that one of the ways to make it have a hierarchy is to bolden it. I can decide to bolden this one to make it have hierarchy. Do you understand? Yes. Now it has hierarchy. It gets our attention more than this one. But if we still feel that this one is also competing, competing somehow with this Oga here. Do you understand? So we are going to de-emphasize this one somehow by adding a blue, a cold gray. So we use blue as our cold gray. We reduce it. Blue should be 240, right? We're now making it 201. 201. Just reduce the hue. I don't know if, do you get it? Yeah. So we don't want the color to be too much because it's going to get attention. Do you understand? We want to reduce the hue, the amount of color in there. Then we reduce the saturation. We make it 20. Then we give it equal lightness. Just we can make the lightness to be light. And the more lighter it is, the more de-emphasized it will become since we've reduced the saturation. So we can make it 68. Because if I reduce it, if I increase it more, it might not become readable. Do you understand? You see, we've de-emphasized this now. When you look at this, your eyes will go here. Do you understand? So this one, we have now given it pack one side. Do you understand? So that's how we de-emphasize. We give either cold color that is cool, or color that is warm, that's yellow. Now, and I told you, look at this. Now see something here. See what I told you about this guy. Now look at this. Can you see this? This guy now. Okay, look at this now. If you look at this, do you know they are of the same saturation and lightness? Do you know? 3 of them. You said no. Who said no? Who?
Me. Yeah.
Okay. Why?
They have different colors. So
I said they are, do you know they are of the same saturation and lightness, equal saturation and equal lightness? Okay, now listen to what I'm trying to say here. I told you that some colors are light colors. Yellow naturally is light. Is a light color. Yeah. Do you understand? Yeah. So that's why you be careful when designing. Do you understand? Yeah. So you don't throw your design off the track. Yellow is a natural light color. You use it to balance. Most times you use it to balance, to strike balance. Do you understand? Most times you don't necessarily have to design with yellow. You need to use it to strike balance, or you reduce the saturation. Do you understand? Yeah. Even though it's looking as if it has more lightness, look at blue. Blue is cold, normal, but yellow is already looking white.
Yeah.
Do you understand? So yellow is a natural light color. Natural. If you say now, did they see that problem this guy has with white? Can you read this thing? You can't read it. This guy has problem with white.
Which guy?
Yellow.
Yellow.
That,
Do you understand? So, you know, I told you that Chokoma, were you there when we did plugins? Okay. I told you you don't have to install plugins. Should we go back? You don't know too. I think you were in class now. Seriously. Okay. Yeah, I don't want us to be wasting time. I want us to proceed. So, okay, listen. If you want to install plugins, you go to community. You see community. You see where I went to. I clicked here. Here, this home. Thank you. I click community. You can see plugins here already. If I click on plugins, I'm going to see plugins. You understand? Or I search, or I type any plugins I want. I can type Iconify, and search. Then it will open things. It will show me files, plugins, creators, widgets. I'll click on plugins. It will open plugins. Then I can click install. Immediately you click install, it will install. That's why Figma is smart. Immediately it will install. Are you following, Chidera? So if you click install, it will install automatically. So I've installed this one, so I can only uninstall it. Do you understand? So there is no point. So that's how you install. So I told you to install this guy, Ebo. Ebo. So Ebo will help you to compare. Okay, now let's bring Ebo on board. Now let's run plugin now. Let's look for this guy. Ebo, look at Ebo here.
yes.
Now Ebo will tell us to select two colors to compare. I select this one. I select this one. Ebo will tell us if the contrast is okay, if it fails or not. Look at this. What do you see? Failed. It will fail woefully. White and yellow fail. Do you understand? So as a beginner, you need Ebo. Do you understand? Me, I use my eyeballs, but Ebo will help you to even know, even people with color blindness, if that color will work for them or not. Use it is important. Ebo is important. Do you understand? So maybe when we start building projects, working on projects, we'll be using Ebo to test if these two colors we want to use, if they will go very fine or not. Now, plugin is just like extension, just extending hand for you. Do you understand? What you would have, plugin is just code or something created by creators. Do you understand? Instead of doing something manually, it helps you do them. Now, if I'm designing, I need to analyze colors. Is this colors good? Can people with color blindness see this and that? Do you understand? Does this contrast very well or not? But with Ebo, I don't need to start thinking. Do you understand? I just need to select the two colors. It will tell me. Do you understand? Whether it failed or not. Just like I showed you remove BG. Eh? Instead of me trying to carve pictures, you know, even trying to go to Photoshop, carve out person's image because I want to do my project. Do you understand? I want the person's picture. I can easily run the plugin. It will remove the background for me. That removes background. Do you understand?
Yes.
It will remove the background and leave the image of that person. Do you understand? Okay, now let's do this thing. Now let me show you remove BG so you understand. Okay, now let's go to Unsplash. Unsplash is a plugin that gives us pictures. Do you understand? Many pictures. You see, you can search, you can type the kind of picture that you want. I can just say picture of a man. Just anything, or I type a man. Do you understand? Unsplash. You see pictures. Anything I want, I can decide to use this picture. On Splash. You understand? I'm just trying to tell you show you how Unsplash works. I need the picture of this man. Do you understand? For my project. But I don't need this background. I just need this picture. You understand? I imported this thing from Unsplash. So I need to remove this background and have only this man. I'm going to go to remove BG. See remove BG. I go to run. So it will run the plugin. But then fast. I have picture of this man. You understand? Exactly. You understand plugins now? Okay. So pixels for pixels now. Get that one we are still going to go. We are not trying to go through all the plugins and see what they all do. At your own convenience, you can read about them. Do you understand? They come with short descriptions. Do you understand? Yes. So our time is almost up. So that we will proceed. You see, today we've wasted today actually. We've not finished our onboarding. Even first one, onboarding screen, we have 3 onboarding screen. We've not finished one since, and today is Wednesday. Tomorrow is Thursday. This week we finish. You see, so if we keep going back like this, we are not going to go far. So at your own convenience, you check plugins, other plugins, what they do, you read about them. Do you understand? Anyone you don't understand, you ask questions. I will explain. Do you understand? So we proceed. So you understand plugins, Abi? So I told you Figma supports integration. You can save offline. I think I've shown you these ones before now. So here is frame. Or you can just press F on your keyboard. It's still the same thing. Or you just come here. You click here. You have frame and slice. You click on frame. It will give you a lot of frames you can work with. You see the first one is phone. If you are designing for phone, you see different types of phones. Do you get? You see this one, iPhone 13 Pro Max, iPhone 13 Pro, iPhone 13 mini, blah, 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 iPhone 8, Android. Do you understand? Do you understand? How did I? Frame. You click here now. Frame. Or you press F on your keyboard, anyone. So, do you understand? You click tablet if you want to design for tablet. You see iPad mini, different tablets. iPad Pro, do you get it? Surface Pro for different tablets. If you are designing for desktop, that's websites. Do you understand? You pick desktop. It will show you desktop, whether you are designing for MacBook, do you understand? Or MacBook Pro, whichever one. So all these ones, presentation and all that, watch. Or you are designing for paper. Anyone you are designing for, you pick. Do you understand? For you can design it now. You understand? Just like, you know, someone was asking me in the group. Okay, no, I don't think it was in the group. How do I mean by viewport scaling 1? I told you that viewport should scale 1. That's how you make it adjustable. It means scaling. When you say that a viewport scale 1, it means that it is easily adjustable on different screens. Do you understand? You've seen app, maybe web app. You know the difference between web app and mobile app? You know, web app is just like combination of websites and mobile app combined. It's a website, but it works like mobile app. Do you understand? You're using your phone. You know, if you won't believe it's an app, is a website actually. You think it's a mobile app. There's a website. Just the same way you type. It's not an app. You search the website's name. Do you understand? You are browsing it, but it looks like an app. Do you understand? So if you are designing for that, the same thing that you are viewing with your mobile phone that looks like app, someone else is also using desktop to view the same thing. But a mobile phone, since the screen is smaller, there are some things that are hidden. Do you understand? So when you design for mobile app, do you understand the thing I'm saying? You can design for desktop, then you design for mobile app. Do you understand? Now, maybe in prototype, you specify switch. When you prototype, you switch either from desktop to mobile. Do you understand? It will adjust. So different screen sizes to adjust. So you need to design how it will look like on this screen and how it will look like on this screen. Do you understand? A person that will be able to implement that is developer. Will then include the viewport and make it to scale 1. It's not hard. The developer will just state that viewport should scale 1. It's simple. You understand? So which means it will be behaving like amoeba. Understand? What was your question?
How do you then make it responsive? That's since we're working on like an iPhone now.
Yes.
How do we make the people to scale 1? So it's not very well with the tablet.
Oh.
The desktop.
Okay. We can 2 ways to do that. We don't necessarily have to do that. Because developer should be able to make it scale 1. Do you understand? But if you want to illustrate to the developer how it should be scaling, how we want it, we design it. Yes, on another frame. It's not hard now. You can just copy that frame. Do you understand? Get this thing. You change the frame. Do you understand? You can. Let me show you now. You can have Android. Do you understand?
Yes.
Do you understand? I don't know if I choose Android, and I don't want Android again. I can go back to the frame, and select iPad mini. It will change to iPad mini. The contents are still, elements are still in there, but it now change. It will be like that now. We need to, you know, the screens are not the same now. We need to then position it where it should be. You know, just like in your mobile, if you have laptop, you will see a picture. You see all the descriptions, blah, 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 blah. Well, when you change to mobile, you will not see those descriptions. You just see maybe short notes, which means all other things are hidden because the screen is small. If they start putting every other thing, it will be so long. Do you get it? That you'll be tired. It will be boring. You know, we said minimalist design. Design should be simple. Do you get it? People can look at desktop because it's big. Do you get it? And see things. But people can't, you can't decide that, hey, since this thing is in desktop, they must be in the app. It will be big, too much information for one person. Because people will assimilate things in the app easily than things in the desktop. Do you get it? Because people just glance on the desktop without even noticing some things. Do you understand? But on app, they will notice more. Do you understand?
So it's better to duplicate that frame, not changing it.
Yes. But I told you that scaling one is the duty of the developer. Do you get it? The developer should be able to make it scale one. Do you get it? In fact, which developer will even develop without making it scale one? Which? No. You must make it scale one now. Even if you are working with WordPress, there's a way you select how it will look on mobile apps. Yeah, thank you. Scaling one means scaling the same. Scaling the same. That's adjusting, having the same percentage of width and height, the same. That's scaling one. Scaling one on devices. Do you understand? So if you see big screen, it will expand. If you see small screen, it will compress. Do you understand? That's scaling one. So is that clear? Okay. So I told you about frame. You select the frame that you want. Eh? Do you understand? You can select Android, iPhone, anything that you feel like. So I told you that this is for tools. Design tools. You have rectangle. You have line. Eh? This is rectangle. Well, you know how to draw.
Yes.
You hold and move. Eh? Is that clear? We all can draw here, Abi. You hold. When you click on it, you hold it. You hold down that's click button of your mouse. Then you move it. Anywhere you want to place it. Do you get it? When you release mouse, it will drop. Not curve. You mean curve, edge? Curving the edge. No, that's not. Curve is radius.
When you are drawing with the pen and you want to.
Okay. When you hold it, you move. When you hold it, you move to the direction that you want to curve. It will curve. If you pick pen tool, okay, don't worry, I'm coming to that. I want to show you everything here. So we have arrow key, arrow. You see arrow, Do you understand? So you have ellipse, Do you understand? You have polygon, you have star. Do you understand? Now, if you want something to have equal width and height, not to distort the shape, you want to get a perfect square. You can select rectangle. You change this to scale. Do you understand? You select rectangle. Sorry. You can select when you select the rectangle, you can change the width and height to be the same. Let's say 50, 50. For instance, If you want to increase it to ensure that the proportion is still the same, you change this thing to scale. You go to here, change to scale. So when you are moving, they will all be moving. Do you understand? So you can place image if you want. So okay, coming to what you said, pen tool. If you come here, you have pencil. Pencil is just like pencil. Do you get it? Do you understand? Yes. Just pencil that you can use. Now,
sorry, still on pencil, I did not see images.
okay, no, you don't have eraser because you don't need eraser. Do you understand? If I want to delete anything, I just select it and press delete. Do you understand? There's no point using eraser now. It does the same thing. You use it to delete anything you want to delete. Do you understand? Even if you want to just delete the edge, you can edit this. Do you understand? I just select the part I want to delete. I click delete. Do you understand? So you can select the pen tool. Pen, if I want to get something like arc that looks like this, do you get it? Something like looks like arc. I can click here. You see, when I click here, it sticks that place. Do you get it? I can move here. I want it to look like an arc. Then, if I want it to go up, since I want it to look like an arc, it should go up. So which direction should I go? I should go down. When you go up, it goes down. When you go down, it goes up. Do you get? When you go right, it goes left. When you go left, it goes right. Do you get it? So I want it to look like an arc to just go up, curve. Do you get it? So I'm going to go down. Is that clear? I click here and I do what? I hold. I don't release, I hold. I move down. Do you get it? Do you get? I leave it. If I leave it, I can still curve or do anything. Do you understand? Do you understand? But if I'm okay with this, I press escape. Or I click done. The same thing. If I press escape now, it will remove. Do you get it? So I press escape if I still want to use that pen tool again. Do you understand? And I need a straight line. I click here again. I go here. I click again. I have a straight line. I can press escape. If I want this line again, I click here. I move down here. I click here. I release. Do you understand? I said you can click here. You go. You click and you hold. Do you understand? You click and you hold. If you move down, it's going to move up. Do you understand? If you move up, it's going to move down. Do you understand? The setting is applicable. If you move left, it's going to move right. If you move right, it's going to move left. Do you understand? So, and if you think you've gotten what you want, you release mouse. Now you can press escape. So you'll be able to trace another, drop another shape again. Or if you are done, you click done. Do you understand? And some of you, and if you don't click done, notice that everything that you traced during the time you are tracing, they are all one.
Yeah.
They are all related because you did not click done. They are all members of the same family. For instance, if I want to give this, I can't say I want to give this particular one down here. Maybe shade. border and leave others. Because they are all connected. If I click this one, I want to apply border, big border. All of them will have that effect. If I give you color, all of them will be applied because I did not click done. I trace all of them before clicking done, which means I want all of them to be together. Do you understand?
Yes.
Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. So T is for text, for typing. If you want to type, you click T. You come to where you want to type and click. Is that clear?
Yes.
Now you can start typing. Is that clear? You can increase the size and do whatever you want. Do you understand? So here is hand tool. Hand tool. You can use it to adjust. That's your canvas where you are working. You want to place it very well. You want here instead of scrolling. You use the hand tool. Adjust it. Is that clear? How did I make what? Hand tool. I used to move the tool bar. This one. Okay, is it this one? This one. Measurements. Is it this one? Color wheel. Which one is showing measurements? I don't. What I see? Hand tool now. Numbers. Okay, you mean these numbers? That's ruler. Do you understand? No, it's not make, you don't make ruler appear. Ruler is showing where, as in exactly the point you are in.
Sometimes it's not in the
See, okay, see, forget, listen, forget that for now. We'll come there. Do you understand? It's not important. Do you have frame in your own? Did you import frame?
Yeah,
you have frame. Okay. Listen. Are you listening? Forget ruler now. Do you understand? Forget ruler now. I don't want us to waste time on that because you are not doing anything with ruler. Unless if you are designing and you want to take alignment, you can drag ruler from here. You can say you want to trace out your margin. You drop ruler here. You take the measurement. Some people design like this if they don't want to use margin, but you don't need this one since you'll be using margin. Do you understand?
Yes.
Do you understand?
Yes.
Like this ruler is at 28. Do you understand? Now this one is at 350. Hence this one. If you want to use ruler, but it's not important since we'll be using grid. Do you understand what I'm saying? You seem not to understand. Grid that we used yesterday to be able to align our work. That's a function the same ruler is doing now. So ruler is just manual. Why would you use ruler when you have grid? That's not important. Do you get it? Ruler is there, but instead of me coming there to show you ruler, it's not important. Do you get it? Do you understand? Now, the way they do it, if you want to use ruler now, now, in case you want to use ruler, for those that like ruler, me, I don't like ruler. I use ruler sometimes, but it's not important. Honestly, grid is very important, more important than ruler. So, as this one is, look at, assuming that we want to use ruler, assuming we want to use ruler, are you listening? So we've dropped the first one where we want our margin to start. This simply means, do you know what this means? No element is going to pass here. Do you get it? Ruler is important to you. For instance, look at this. I have this one. I said align left. If I align left, I want it to stop here at the ruler. So nothing is going to exceed this part. Do you get it? And if I'm aligning right, nothing should pass here. Do you get it? Do you understand? Now, how to use ruler is this. You drop ruler here, you check the number. You see the number 28. Can you see it? Now you take another one. You move to the edge and you see the number of that edge. How many? 360. 360, right? Do you understand? Here is 360. You don't understand. Are you following? I don't know why you discussing. Please listen now. I said, listen, I don't want you to ask me this question again. I want to be done with this ruler. That's why I'm explaining. I'm trying to tell you that ruler is not important when you have grid. But if you want to use ruler, if you like ruler, it's good though. You drop the first one. We drop this one now at 25. We drop this one at 25. Do you understand? For left margin. Do you understand? We want to get for right margin. Do you get? So we use our ruler. We go to the edge of the frame. You can see it. Then from here, we'll be able to know the edge of the frame. How far? We see 360. Correct? Which means the edge is 360. So we want to have equal measurements from left to right. That should be the same thing from right to that same margin. So what you are going to do is 360 minus 25. 360 minus 25. 335. So we are going to adjust this one, 335. Be looking at it. 335. It simply means that here and here are equal. Do you understand? But you don't need ruler. That's what I said, you. Since you have grid, if you have grid makes things very simple for you. So you don't need ruler. Do you get it? Yeah. Okay, now let's import frame for Android. We have Android. We are designing for Android now. So why would I use ruler when I have grid? I will just go to my layout grid here. I will apply my grid. It must not be 30. But why I choose 30, look at it. It will fill the entire frame. Do you understand? For Android. Do you understand? But if you are designing for iPad, it's not going to fill the entire frame. Do you understand? So if I choose 30 now, you notice that it fills the entire frame. Do you understand? So you see the measurement, Ndidiamaka. You can see it now. Almost the same thing. I know that this thing should not exceed here. And this thing should not exceed here. You understand? Yeah. So I still have the same measurements instead of trying to trace ruler, all that and all that. Do you understand? Mhm.
Yes, sir.
So you can bring as many ruler as possible, but grid does that for you automatically. Do you understand? So you don't need ruler. I think we'll end it here. Do you understand? Tomorrow we'll start. We'll continue. Let's call it a day. So tomorrow we finish up with that what we are designing for the onboarding screen.
Thank you.